Man, there's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know.
Have you heard the latest buzz? Word is Usher's finally opening up about his past with Diddy, and it's not looking good. The two were once close, with Usher even living at Diddy's place for a year, but things behind the scenes were far from perfect. This story's about to get messy.
Looking at this lawsuit, right, Lil Ron, he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher name redacted, you could tell who it is because they described him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy camp?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows, the white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Usher is now making serious accusations, claiming Diddy groomed him and exposed him to things no minor should ever witness. As Usher speaks out about the trauma he experienced during that time, the stakes couldn't be higher. Their once close relationship is being revealed for what it truly was, and the truth is a shocking cautionary tale everyone needs to hear.
About that, man. You never told me about that, man. But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Lil Ron, he also alleges that, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had sex. If you read it, in the thing, they never had sex. He made claims that they never had sex, but how would he grope your anus? Your asshole? How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with 2 other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out how does that work? Somebody groping your anus.
You're gonna say your butt. The lawyer would say, "What do you mean?" He would say, "My butt cheeks." There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your 2 cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy sometime. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship, or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion, because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place, and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say we woke up with all my clothes. He said we woke up butt the F naked.
As the story unfolds, Usher's explosive claims against Diddy are sending shockwaves through the entertainment world. Word is Usher is finally revealing the dark side of his relationship with Diddy, and it's disturbing. According to Usher, the grooming began when he was just 13, living under Diddy's roof. What he's sharing is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come in LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So, every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, look at the front shot of this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Behind the scenes, Diddy allegedly exposed Usher to a world no child should experience, throwing him into wild parties and inappropriate situations. One of the most shocking events was the infamous freak-off party, where boundaries were crossed, leaving a lasting impact on Usher. The real tragedy, though, is the toll it took on his mental health. The trauma Usher faced during his time with Diddy left deep emotional scars, leading him to substance abuse in an attempt to cope with the pain. It's a heartbreaking reminder of the long-lasting effects of grooming and the need to protect young artists in the industry.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
We're having a good time, yo. Usher.
Buckle up, because Usher's story serves as a powerful reminder that even the brightest stars can be darkened by abuse. As these allegations continue to unfold, everyone is waiting to see how Diddy will respond. Will he dismiss Usher's claims or confront these serious accusations head-on? One thing's certain, this bombshell is far from over and the fallout is going to be intense. But Usher's story may just be the tip of the iceberg, as whispers are circulating that Diddy's alleged grooming behavior could go beyond just Usher.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
The rabbit hole goes even deeper with shocking revelations about other young artists who may have been victims of Diddy's influence. The plot thickens as a former bodyguard comes forward with a chilling story about a serious incident between Puff and Usher, hinting at the dark side of their relationship. These bombshell allegations don't stop with Usher. Word on the street is this could be just the beginning of exposing a pattern of Diddy exploiting young talent. Whispers are circulating that even more disturbing truths are about to surface, suggesting Diddy's grooming behavior may have affected other rising stars in the industry.
Means that Cassie is a legend and Diddy did to her. Do you believe it?
I go, it gotta be some truth to it because the nigga was quick to pay. I'm not paying a motherfucker shit if I know I didn't do shit and it's just a rumor. Oh, nigga, we finna fight it. I'm not giving you a dime. I'm not finna pay a motherfucker no 20, 30 million just to shut up, just so people won't have, no, I didn't do shit to you. I didn't make you do anything. So I'm not giving you shit. Motherfucker fork over some money quick. And I guess sometimes, I guess you got to be in a situation of bad publicity. Motherfuckers feel like, well, let's just shut them up because we don't need bad publicity. I don't give a I'm not giving you no 30 million, 40, whatever for some bad publicity, because I'm going to fight you and I'm going to prove that I didn't do a motherfucking thing. If you didn't. Now, if you know there's some kind of truth to that, then yeah, you're going to want a motherfucker to shut up. So here, take this and shut the fuck up. I don't know what you saying you saw or what I did, but if there's any inclination or small that there might be something, then yeah, you're going to pay. You're going to pay, and that's going to make you guilty as So that's what I said. A motherfucker can't start saying Nick did some shit to me and then a week later you got a check in your bank, in your mailbox. Something was wrong. Nick can blackmail you, say this, whatever. If you ain't this, you gonna fight a motherfucker. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna fight. I'm not just finna bow out because, well, they talking. No, I ain't do shit. And they can talk from here to high heaven, but no, we finna fight that. So if you turn around and go, well, yeah, I did some shit, and it's some truth to what she's saying, and I don't even want people to know the small shit. I'm gonna pay her off. So, and I'm make her sign a paper saying you can never speak on this shit again. And so that's how it went down. Cause she took her shit and bowed out gracefully. Thank you. But now that's just gonna make the other motherfuckers who feel like they got something to speak on. They gonna start coming out the woodwork now. Oh, you paid a bitch off? Oh, Nick, let me get mine. I need $1 million. I need 2 million. Yeah, pay me off too. So yeah, it's got to be some truth to her story because he damn sure, everybody else off.
Justin Bieber's name has surfaced in connection with rumors that Diddy introduced him to a risky lifestyle involving drugs and alcohol at a young age. This is troubling, especially considering the impact it may have had on Bieber's formative years in the spotlight. The plot thickens further with a former bodyguard revealing a serious incident between Puff and Usher that allegedly sent Usher to the hospital. While details remain under wraps, this hints at the dangerous nature of their relationship and the physical toll it may have taken on Usher.
In this lawsuit, this girl that was 17 at the time, she say that, I guess her and Diddy was having relations and he couldn't get off. So he was complaining to her one time that, he couldn't get off, and for him to get off, she had to pinch his nipples real hard for him to get off. I mean, yeah, man, this lawsuit is wild, man.
She should have had on white polish, fingernail polish. No, man, we shouldn't be laughing about that, man, because she is a victim. You know what I'm saying? She is a victim, man, and if this is her victim story, we got to be more, I think, more compassionate. She was 17 years old at the time. She was fascinated by that whole thing, getting on a G4, G5 jet, you understand? And what was her parents, man? What was her daddy, her mama? They didn't miss their child? She didn't come home that night? I don't know, man. I can't fathom the whole idea, man. But it's crazy.
When you hear about this stuff, right, like the 17-year-old girl saying that, Diddy, he couldn't get off unless she pinched his nipples real hard, and you got Cassie saying that, he'll make her look up BBCs and he like to masturbate while she get babe by BBC. You not surprised when you hear about this stuff, right?
Bruh, I knew about the butt plug fetishes because I saw that with my own eyes. I knew about him and Kim being swingers with other people whether it was another male or another woman or a male and a woman together. I saw that with my own eyes. You got to realize is that after 2005, I didn't see anything that Puff was doing or what he didn't do. Puff had got addicted to opioid, and being addicted to those things bring other drugs on. I seen Puff smoke a cigarette. I never saw him smoke a cigarette. He was on the beach smoking a cigarette on YouTube. Then I seen him, smoking weed and drinking. I was like, that ain't the Puff I know. Drinking like he was and doing all like that. And that ain't the Puff that I knew. You understand what I'm saying? You got to realize he had a certain respect around me.
Usher's revelations bring light to the darker side of fame, raising questions about how deep this rabbit hole goes and who else may have been victimized by Diddy's alleged abuse. His story serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the vulnerability of young artists in an industry that often values profit over protection. It's a call to action for accountability within the entertainment world, urging the need for a safer environment for rising stars. As the allegations continue, the pressure is mounting on Diddy to confront these serious claims.
What he do around other people in front of me, because he know I'ma check him on that. But what you trying to do? So to say that what he's being known for with Cassie, I can only equate to some of the things that I seen him and Kim go through. You understand what I'm saying? So people get mad, but it is what it is. I can only equate his actions like that.
Crazy, man. So all this stuff about him having fetishes is true.
Oh, no doubt. Especially if he getting butt plugs in different flavors.
But speaking of butt plugs, right? I remember some years ago, Cameron, he did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with mates.
Yeah.
And he found the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puff's. I think he said Mace said that was Puff's, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, Mace, he used to live with Diddy, and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too.
Hold up. Cracks are starting to show in the once tight bond between Usher and Diddy as the explosive allegations against Diddy keep coming. One thing is clear. Usher is nowhere to be found in Diddy's corner. The silence is deafening, and it says a lot about the fractured state of their relationship. Usher's lack of public support for Diddy during this scandal is raising eyebrows all around.
Right into it, man. And Diddy, his house got raided. How you feel about that?
Well, I think that the authorities came up with enough evidence to go into a judge by using the civil cases that has came upon him. So because they used the civil cases and found that there was some criminal activity that may have been found at some one of those people who, like Cassie, Jonathan Odie didn't have a civil case against him, but Cassie, Jonathan Odie, and Lil Rob, they used the evidence that they had or the statements they made and convinced the judge that there was enough probable cause to go in there with a search warrant. But the way they did the search warrant and how they did it, man, I thought he was El Chapo or somebody. They took a tactical team in there, brother. They had tactical units. You understand? And it was for allegedly a sex crime. But they took, my man, did you see the artillery and the way the the Homeland Security came in there, my man, you would have swore, you know, it was going to be some gun violence up in there, how they came to it. So my feeling of it is that enough statements have been made that they could probably prove. They did enough investigation. See, people think that when the federal government go in there on you, the reason they got a 99% conviction rate because most people say, they got me. They don't go to court with them. So for them to have a team in New York, because they didn't really mention too much about New York. They had property in New York, property in Miami, and a property in LA, all simultaneously hit. Those different agencies had to get together, plan that, and that's not no bull. You know, that's a lot of manpower, a lot of money. So they want to know how they spent the taxpayer. The taxpayer's gonna know why you spending my money on this to come up with nothing. So you best believe they had something in the first place to go up in there, either through, like I said before, wiretaps. You understand? Because if they convinced the judge that they need a warrant, they had wiretaps, and then like it's a lot of crazy statements that have been made. And you got to look at that interview that Jonathan Odie did, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That was probably more damaging than Cassie. And that was more damaging than Cassie, because check this out. He said Diddy was transporting liquid cocaine on his private jets. Now, the DEA wasn't involved in this. It was the FBI and the Homeland Security, basically. That's because of the sex trafficking thing. But if they find any of that stuff in any one of his houses, there's a problem. Even if they find illegal guns, the constitutional right goes the right to bear arms, but he had to have licenses for that shit. So if anybody got illegal guns up in there, if they find any kind of drugs to a high amount, cocaine and weed, I don't think Diddy gonna get charged, because what he did, he put everything in his kid's name and his company.
Did you see the video of his kids in handcuffs?
Yeah, that's a tactical thing. The kids being in handcuffs is a tactical thing that law enforcement use, you understand, hoping that people who've never been in handcuffs before, that it either scares them or want to make them talk. There's no reason after they searched those kids, because they didn't have a search warrant for bodies. They had a search warrant for like materials, laptops, telephones, logs, pictures, tapes. You know, that's what they search warrant is for. They didn't have a search warrant for bodies. So those kids, when they came out, they should have searched them. And then, yo, listen, y'all sit down right there. That was a tactical move to get them to talk and to scare them into saying something, you know, by keeping them handcuffed like that. They didn't have to do those kids like that. None of those kids have, that I know of, criminal cases against them or known for criminal activity. So there was no reason for them to do that. If them was the damn Rockefellers or somebody else, they wouldn't have had their kids handcuffed like that. But you gotta realize,
the stakes are high, and the fallout could be significant. Beyond just Diddy, this scandal is prompting a reckoning in the entertainment industry, shedding light on the power dynamics that allow influential figures to abuse their positions and exploit vulnerable young talent. Usher's story serves as a wake-up call, demanding change and accountability in an industry that has often ignored such abuses.